What is going on? Today we're going through the best and worst tattoos I've done as a tattooer. Yep, some are good, some are really bad. Let's jump into it. Okay, this is one of the first tattoos I got for you. It's this butterfly. I don't know if it's my 5th or my 20th tattoo, somewhere in that range though. I know I did all 5 of these tattoos, so it has to for sure be one of my 5th or 6th or whatever. Okay, so line work, not bad, honestly. Honestly, the line work's not bad. It is far from perfect, but it's not the worst. To me, this tattoo is so dumb looking. Like, the design is trash, my guy. What was I thinking? Some of those circles and some of those dots and like some of the detail in there, that's for sure gone. You know, this tattoo's gotta be 10, 11 years old at this point, and a lot of that detail has got to be gone, I'm almost sure. Brandon, let me know, one of my best friends who has this tattoo. I'm sorry. Not the worst apprentice tattoo I ever did. Far from good, far from good. Let's see this piranha. Okay, I remember being so fucking excited about this piranha and looking at it like, I was an idiot. Okay, so the teeth, obviously bad design, stupid. I should have made them simpler or just all black. Like, I did some shading in the gums. That was a dumb idea. I really am okay with the color combo. What the best thing about this tattoo is the red fins. Like, the fact that I just went wall to wall with the red on that looks kind of interesting to me still today. But the rest of the tattoo is just whatever. Look, we are gonna go from bad to really bad and then back to good again. I think that for an apprentice, my first 10 tattoos weren't the worst. They're not great, but they weren't the worst. Then we get to an area where I was just making really bad mistakes. So let's continue going. This is not a great tattoo, fucking stupid looking to me, but there were some things. That umbrella, whoa, what the fuck was I doing there, dude? That thing looks blown out to living shit, son. Fuck. That shading looks so rough, so patchy, just an ugly ass tattoo. And now that I think about it, if I really remember back to doing the piranha, I remember looking at that umbrella and being like, tattooing's hard. Man, that looks like shit. On to the next. Okay, every once in a while in tattooing, you get these moments where you're like, I'm starting to figure it out. I remember feeling like that with this tattoo. Now looking at it, my color combos were trash, dude. Like, doing so much yellow and so much red in here, kind of goofy looking. But yeah, this tattoo is all blacked out now. Yeah, I think Mary, the homegirl, got that whole sleeve blacked out, so it's gone. Long gone, RIP butterfly guy. And then we get into this. Okay, so like I said, not the worst apprentice tattoos to some of these really bad tattoos, and it was because I went from apprentice doing like designs that I wanted to do to tattooing in a shop where I had to tattoo what clients wanted. And this is where we get into some fuzzy fucking territory. Fuck, dude. There are so many blowouts, so many lines that are fucking touching and like scraped in and shitty looking. My fucking God, Kirk, what the fuck? And like, I want you to keep in mind, like, as we go through these tattoos, these are tattoos that I thought were good enough to take a photo of. Okay, guys? Like, this is how fucking delusional you are as a young tattooer. You're like, look at how great I am. Fuck no, dude. Kirk, those lines are too close. Those lines, you don't have enough space. Some of those lines are fucking already blue and hazy. My guy, Kirk. This was like the beginning of fine line tattoos really being introduced into tattooing. You know, because when I got into tattooing, it wasn't really a thing. No one pulled out anything smaller than like a 5, ever. And then this is when I started having to do it because that's what everyone was asking for. And fuck. I got better, but fuck, this was the first one and I fucked that up. Sorry about that one. I like it. This is one of the very few tattoos from this era that I actually was like, not the worst tattoo. I don't love the flowers. I wish I would have just left it the mermaid, and I wish I gave the mermaid more of a butt. because it kind of looks like a fucking pencil. You know, at least in the hip area. The boobs are all right, not the worst. This is one of those tattoos that like, I see it and I go, oh yeah, I did that. Not the worst thing I ever did, especially like comparison to that blown out Eiffel Tower that we just saw. So yeah. Okay, fuck me, dude. This one's gonna get me all tingly. The whole time I'm gonna be like, oh God, I remember that. And there's so many things I dislike about it. I've told you from the beginning of time, I hated words. I hated tattooing words. I've always hated tattooing words. I pretty much don't tattoo words now unless it's like a walk-in and no one else can do it. But I fucking hate tattooing words. And I always hated tattooing banners and words. And if you just kind of like zoom in and like get right up in there, you're gonna see why, dude. It did not take me long to realize that I hated words. Oh my God, dude. Ugh. This one's uncomfortable. I will literally, if my own personal hell would be like me in hell drawing banners and words and then having to tattoo it on nice, kind, loving folk. Like, fuck me, dude. I hate that. The rest is not great either for a lot of different reasons. But I remember this tattoo being in the inside of the arm. Probably one of like, I don't know, less than 10 times I ever had to do the inside of the arm. And fuck me, dude. It was rough. Next.
What's up, guys? Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It really helps us grow. I hope you're enjoying the video. Yeah.
Okay. Not the worst. Line work is pretty solid, at least for the most part. This one's a design thing, dudes. We all know that it's supposed to be a hand reaching out of the water. Maybe you actually don't know that. Maybe I am just like, you know, reaching here. But no, just a bad tattoo, a rough, you know. I should have said no to this one. Or I should have kept it simpler and just done like really easy to identify wave marks. Just a tattoo that is obviously what the person wanted, but I should have done something else. Oh my God. Fuck me, this eagle looks stupid. So many mistakes. My whole career is just mistakes on mistakes. I cannot wait to be out of the crappy tat era. Where do I even begin? You know, this is a tattoo that like, it's an eagle. I'm supposed to do good at eagles, right? Like 9 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever I did this tattoo, this is what I want to tattoo. And I just can't quite put it together. Yeah, so many extra things. So I go from tattooing really boring, simple, traditional. Then I start trying to experiment, like I'm trying to go out in the world, learn some new things, learn some different styles, adding my own flair to things, and I am just fucking falling short. And this tattoo, like the angle of the eagle, like having it in this weird position, the amount of chingaderas that I put into it that don't make any sense, like, and when I say chingaderas, like extra little things. Like, so if you just like, right there, if you zoom in right there, you see that I use these like little flicky lines. I use these curved lines. I used a pyramid shape and I used a rounded shape. And that's just a ton of shit. And it's none of it is cohesive. None of it makes sense. I was doing dumb shit and it shows. God, fuck me, dude. Okay. In this tattoo, it's kind of hard. If you don't know anything about tattoos or making tattoos, there's tricks in tattooing to make tattoo look cooler. You know, like you'll make this part black and you'll do like a little bit of a shading here and you'll maybe put like a little extra line on a claw. This has every single thing that I could possibly think of to make it look cool, and it just makes it look dumb. Next. Okay. I like this one. This one's on my buddy Jacob, one of my oldest friends. Those fingers way too fucking close together. There's no fucking way that those look even kind of remotely good now. I hope to God they do. Sorry, Jacob. But the overall image of this tattoo I like. It's an old piece of flash. You can see I was dumb enough to think that white was gonna be a good idea. It wasn't then. It's not now, even in traditional tattooing. I will say that like just looking at it really quickly, that tattoo's kind of like, you know, this is a tattoo I think is pretty good for that time frame. And this tattoo looks choppy as fuck. Like, especially in the shading of her, like there's parts where it's really like smooth and clean, and then parts where it's really tight and too tight. Nice tattoo. I'm glad he has it. I'm glad it looks probably all right today, but there's about 20 things I would fucking change about it. Next. Drawing was not my strong suit back then. I needed more time to draw. I probably drew this dumbass rabbit, and fuck, dude. Anxiety. We're gonna get to the good stuff. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna get to some good things. It just took a long time. Tattooing is fucking hard, you know? And anyone who is a tattooer will tell you they have skeletons in their closet, things that keep them up at night. And I don't even have pictures of those ones, and I would probably hesitate to show you because I don't think I could. I would cry if I was showing the world them, because there's some fucking haggard ass tats that I did back in the day that like just would not, I just couldn't. I could not show you. But you know, my good tattoos were kind of shit too. So yeah, look at this cheetah panther thing. You know, it's fine, I guess. The teeth, the mouth, like there's something about it that you pick up right away, but when you actually look at it, my guy, I dropped the ball on those teeth and the shading in the mouth. I was trying to be too tech, you know? That is not me. When you're a tattooer, you should figure out exactly who you are as fast as possible and stick with it. Because yeah, whenever I try and be a tech daddy, it looks crappy. You know, I'm just not a tech guy. I'm a simpleton, you know? Not in the way I think, but in the way I draw and imagine things. I like things to be really straightforward and simple. And that's what I think like is really at the core what I do the best. Is like, if you want it simple, straightforward, punchy, you want it just to look like fucking cool, I'm your guy. If you want some like finesse and you want it to look like realistic in any sort of way, because like obviously this is still traditional, but I'm like flirting a line of something else here, and I'm just taking a turd on that line. Yep, crap. I remember this tattoo. And I remember it being like, ooh, look at me, dude. I can do some fucking portraits, some tratty portraits. I love this tattoo. I still love this tattoo. I've seen it a handful of times. To me, in hindsight, I think the client would have preferred a bolder, clunkier version of a Frida Kahlo instead of like, you know, this is still very bold, but like, I think she would have preferred like more of a cartoony version of it, just like kind of dumber down, traditional, more traditional than this version. Either way, this is a fairly good tattoo, especially considering it's damn near 8 years ago. Like, so I was 3 years in and I did this. Not the worst thing. Not the worst thing. This was like giving me hope. Hope that I would get better. Okay, then we got some more fine line. I've lost all credibility as a tatter. No, this is all right, I guess. You know, probably too dark. I'm gonna guess, like just knowing how I was tattooing back then, I'm gonna guess I wasn't using gray enough and I was relying on black. For most traditional people, they are gonna feel very safe with black instead of a gray. At least that's my perspective on it. And I was probably doing too much black here. Does it look like a branch with roots? I guess. Did I draw it? I don't fucking remember. I probably stole it from something. But, you know, it don't look very fine. And I guarantee it don't look fine now. So, next. I hate this tattoo. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. That one makes me very uncomfortable. I cannot wait to get to some good stuff. Will we get there? I don't know. Maybe someday, dude. I don't know. Tattooing is shitty, dude. Tattooing's a bummer. No. I hope this gives you, like, if you're a young tattooer out there and you're like, oh, you know, tattooing, it gets better. Hopefully. Hopefully it gets better. It connects at some point. We are gonna get to a place where I'm like, I actually like this. I think it's fine. It's good. I could probably still critique every single tattoo I ever do, but we're gonna get there, okay? Look at me. Look at how fancy. Look at me. Look at me in the eyes. In the eyes. There's no fucking way that tattoo looks good. If that tattoo looks good now, fuck me, everything I think about tattooing. I'm impressed that I could fucking technically see that, but I'm not impressed that I thought it was a good idea, because it wasn't. You know, I remember this being a get what you get, honestly. I think this was a get what you get, and I think someone put it in the get what you get, and I ended up tattooing it verbatim, and fuck, I shouldn't have. I should have blown it up, you know? God. Next, that shading looks so smooth. Nope, not at all. Look at those white highlights, dude. This is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of kids, when they do a tattoo, they will add white highlights to kind of fix the problems that they created in the tattoo without even really knowing. I don't think I knew that then. I was just like, this tattoo doesn't look very good. Maybe if I add white highlights, it'll look better. And that's that. That's that. Next. Those white highlights actually look good. Dude, I'm telling you, fine line was not my fucking jam back then. It's kind of my jam now, only because I have to do a ton of it, and I know it will look good for the most part, so I do a lot of it. Back then, I was learning, dude, and not only was I struggling with traditional stuff, the stuff I wanted to do, but I was struggling with things I didn't want to do and things I didn't want to learn, which was fine line, and fuck, that looks rough. Next. Tattooing, it's just a hard thing, you know? And this tattoo, I remember, like, I felt a moment. Like, that's what keeps you going in tattooing, these moments, like these little things that keep popping up that, like, you're like, there's something here. And this tattoo is one of those times. Is it perfect? No. Is the Lost in the Banner trash? Of course. But that face, there's something about that face that just tells me back then, like, okay, maybe you'll get there, you know? And I'm still there, and then we get to here, and you look at that fucking skull and you wonder why I hate doing skulls. It's because I do shit like that, you know? Do you think any of those teeth are there anymore? I guarantee they're not. I guarantee it's a big black blob. Whatever. Next. Think that was a good idea? Nope. Stupid as shit. Putting it right here on the hand. Look, dudes, look. When I say things, I know it from experience. I'm not just saying it because I read it on the internet. I'm saying it because I fucking know it. And I've lived it. And I got the goddamn message after doing this shit-ass tattoo, even though I knew this was gonna happen. And they were like, hey, that tattoo fell out that was on the side of my hand that hurt really bad. And I'm like, yep, I'm an idiot. Shouldn't have done that. But I wanted that fucking $110 or whatever crap I got for this crap tattoo. So yeah, here we are. We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. We're starting to get to tattoos that I think are okay. Is this tattoo perfect? Nah. Is it anything special? Fuck no. Is it probably get what you get? Maybe I didn't design it, I hope. Yeah, probably. Because I think I would have designed it a little bit differently. Did I think putting gray dots in there was a good idea because somehow that would look special? Yep, because I'm a dingus. And this tattoo's whatever. Okay, that skull. Hate the skull. I hate the skull in the bottom and I hate the skull in the top. But everything else about this tattoo is just subpar, and that is a win for us in this area of the world, you know? Like, we're starting to get there, you know? Look at this moon. I remember pulling that thing off, like stipply type of shit, and being like, I could do a moon. Who would have known? Moons. Yeah, whatever. I'm progressing. Things are getting better. Things are starting to click a little bit more. Look at that fine line fucking B, dude. Do I wish I would have given a lot of it more space? Yes. In the B department, I would give it a 6 out of 10. You know, because there's definitely a 10 out there that looks better than this one. But it's all right. Look how teeny tiny it was, dude. I can't even believe I was doing shit like that back then. How old is that tattoo? 2018. So it's 2024. That means that was 6 years ago. Fuck. Almost 2005. So, you know, whatever. 6 years ago. That's kind of crazy. I'm surprised I've been doing fine line for that long. Do I love it? No. Is there a lot of things I would change about it now? Yes. Back then it was a win. Okay, I want to show you this tattoo. There's only a handful of tattoos in 2018 and 2019 that I actually liked. That's fucking crazy. Can you imagine looking back at a whole time frame, like 2 fucking years, where I'm tattooing 5 to 6 times a week. That's a lot of tattooing. There's only 1 or 2 tattoos you like. That's fucking crazy, dude. Can you imagine? Like, that is insane. Us as tattooers, like, how did I just keep going? And I guess because like I had no other options, this is what I was gonna do. But I love this Jesus. I still love this Jesus. There's tons of things I would have done differently, but that doesn't fucking matter because this Jesus to me tells me this is the one. This is the one that kept me going. I was like, I fucking love this Jesus. I do not care if it's not perfect. It's an old traditional design. I am close. Did I really need to put white in the blood drops? No, but I was there, dude. I was like touching it. I was feeling it. You know, this thing's huge. I was close. Then let's go to this one. And you know, like I've always had a passion for Japanese tattooing. I'm starting to really push that more, but sometimes traditional and Japanese need to be kept separate. Like until you really know how to do Japanese and traditional, like you shouldn't combine them. And this was me trying too much to combine a classic Japanese skull with a traditional snake. I missed the mark. I missed the mark. I looked back at this phase in my life of tattooing, and this is when I started doing Japanese like at all, like I think I did my first Japanese sleeve, I did my first Japanese leg, and I was about to start my first Japanese back piece. So that's kind of cool. That's, you know, I was doing too much crap, but I was starting, I was learning. And even looking at those tattoos are probably some of my favorite in that area. They're kind of hard to see. My footage on them aren't great, so we won't see too many of them or too much of it, but that was my Japanese era. We have some watercolor, some tribal, some cursive, some stars. And the only reason I wanted to keep this tattoo in here was because it shows why you need to learn a lot of different styles and why you need to fuck up a lot of tattoos. Because is it perfect? No. Are the colors a little bit stiff? Sure. Overall, that's a great tattoo, especially how black it is. I wish the always was done a little bit better, but you know, we started this off saying how much I hate cursive, how much I hate lettering. It's just not my forte. I would guess that if we lined up my worst fucking tattoos, most of them would be cursive or lettering of some sort. Like the ones that I did the fucking worst. The worst. They would be from 2015 to 2017 cursive. That was pre-Procreate, pre-iPad drawing, and I would have had to do it by hand, and fuck, no one wants to see those. So yeah, that's what's special about this tattoo. Again, not perfect. I don't want to fucking do watercolor, but I can do a pretty mediocre job at it. This is the only tattoo in 2019 that I liked. That's it. There were a ton that were good. There were a ton that were fine, but tattoos I liked. This is it. And even this one, I love the eyes, I love the nose, I love the head, I don't love the teeth. I would love another shot at these teeth. Proportionately, they make sense. Surprising there. But yeah, not my favorite teeth. I would change it. The whole mouth I would change. Look at that tribal. I could fucking lay down some tribal, dude. You bring me some tribal, I'll do a tribal yin yang. I think that looks sick. Now, this is the tattoo. This is my first tattoo back from COVID, and I was definitely doing illegal tats. So it was pretty much, if we got shut down in January, February, March, this is May. So this sparks the transition for me. So 4 years, going on 5 years since then, and this is when tattoos changed for me. I took enough time during COVID to really fucking focus on tattooing and figure out how I was gonna tattoo the rest of my life, which actually led to this channel, which led to me moving to Mexico, me and my girlfriend. And this tattoo, I'm always like, that was the one that like I really figured it out. And since then, I would say that the majority of tattoos I do are good. Some are great, very few are trash. I mean, that's like a fucking journey, guys. That's a journey and a half. So if that's coming up on 5 years, I've been tattooing for 11 years, that's 6 years. 6 years where the majority of my tattoos were what I consider crap. Like, you might be sitting at home and being like, all your tattoos are still crap. Whatever. That does not fucking bother me at all. You could think whatever you want. If you could do better, fuck yeah, great. But you probably can't. And I can do a better tattoo. And I think, man, those tattoos suck. It took me 6 fucking years. So this tattoo's great. I like it. It will always be probably one of my favorites just because of the story. Did this chest piece on my buddy Judd. We were working on a back piece. Fucking cool, dude. Just gnarly and tough. Brown is always a hard color to put in the skin, and it still looks great on him. This portrait, this dog portrait, I don't love the friend or the best friend or really even the flowers, but the portrait itself, phenomenal. Actually phenomenal. I'm super proud of that tattoo. This tattoo I like. There's some things here that are kind of crazy, but they worked here, you know? Yeah, things I wouldn't normally do, but they did work. Old, I believe Ben Corday piece of flash, and I love that. Also on my buddy Judd, simple. You could see that like I went simpler. This is who I am. You want a fucking super beautiful, dynamic tattoo that has a lot of movement, has like a lot of stuff to, not me, not me. You want a fucking bold in the skin. You fucking notice it the moment you walk into a tattoo shop. That's me. That's what you get from me. Bold and straightforward. Also nice. I've seen this one recently. TB. All that white fell out. I was still doing dumb shit like putting white in tattoos, but you know, love you TB. Nice tattoo. CZ. I love this tattoo. You're the man. You're a great client. You know, what can I say about that one? That one's fun. Not perfect, but it is fun. This one's on Max, another tattooer. Fuck, I actually really love this more. Some parts of it I wish I would have changed up. I wish I would have gone harder on the panther. Like, you can see a lot of the panther, but I should have gone harder on it. Looks cool. That girl head, dude. There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing, but that's a cool tat, dude. That's a cool tat. If I had it, I'd be proud of it. The nose a little funky. A little funky. Maybe I shouldn't have put the line, but whatever, it looks great. The skull looks cool. Dude, you're seeing it. You're seeing the transformation, right? You went from fucking almost crazy to think that there's the same tattooer, but that's how tattooing goes, dude. Cool bear, like it. Is it my favorite? No, but there's some cool things about it. This tattoo's nice, especially in that hard to tattoo spot. I saw this one healed, looks fucking cool. Bold as shit. Something's up with roses. Maybe I didn't saturate it well enough in some spots. Whatever. I drew most of this tattoo on. I like that one. So this went from just dog pile, hot shit to just me saying how great I think I am. Look, I don't think I'm great. I think that there's tattooers who are much better than me. But the reality is what the reality is. That's a fucking cool tattoo. You go home and show this tattoo to your mom. She goes, I fucking like that. And then your dad goes, sick. That's it. Cool. I love that. I love the blue flower. Yeah, that's just cool. Cool color combos. Some things I would change, but whatever, you know. I like the pink in the Reaper. That was a dumb idea, silly on my part, and it worked out. Just a nice old piece of traddy flash. I wish I had a healed photo of this one, because this one, I took this on a camera and not my iPhone, and I think the photo's a little funky. You know, but what you gonna do, boys? What are you gonna do, girls? Nothing. I love that tattoo. We use that for our banner on YouTube. There are some parts of this tattoo that are just fucking not fully in the skin, but I don't fucking care. I don't care, because it looks cool from a distance. You're looking at that tattoo from like this far away, you're like, that's a perfect tattoo. You look at it from this far away and you're like, it's not a perfect tattoo, but it's cool, you know? Like, I love it. It's probably one of my favorites. Not perfect. Pantera. Super cool. You could see, dude, there's so many things here that I just went like dumber and dumber and dumber, and that's who I am as a person, dude. So fucking, that's it. I love this panther. I love this panther. I love this panther, and I like this clown. That is it. I hope you guys learned something. I hope it took something home. If you're a tattooer out there, just keep going. If you're a client out there and you got some crap tattoos, I'm sorry. It's a bummer. Don't really care that much. I'll see you in a few days.
If you guys like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Also consider checking out our podcast channel. I think it's pretty good. I think it's all right. Okay.